Satnam, I'm Nirvar Singh Khalsa, and welcome to 2013. I'm sitting in front of this wonderful painting by Ditta, and you probably know Ditta from the many books that he's designed for us for Kundalini Research Institute. The latest book, A Taste of India, second edition by BBG, is Ditta's design. What you probably don't know, he's a very talented painter too, and so thought I'd get a chance to show you one of his wonderful paintings. This one is called A Diamond in the Rough. And so here we are now in 2013. We've gone through and transited through 2012. We're into the Aquarian Age. We have a whole new calendar in terms of the Mayans. It's actually kind of interesting because a lot of the very sensitive people that I know really feel like things have shifted ever since this last winter solstice. And I feel the shift too. We can analyze this in terms of how we resonate with this year by looking at the numerology, especially in terms of Yogi Bhajan's system of Tantric numerology. We're in 2013. 2, 0, 1, and 3. For this whole century, everyone that's living right now, for whatever part of the century you have the good fortune to be alive, it's all about this 2, this longing to belong, this idea that we're moving from individual consciousness to group consciousness. Longing to belong is Yogi Bhajan's catchphrase, or little koan that he related to each one of these numbers, in particular the number 2. And so this whole movement is moving from that individual Piscean consciousness to the group consciousness of the Aquarian Age for this century. Now anytime you have a 0 in a date, it magnifies it. It's pure potential. It magnifies whatever it's around it. And so in this decade, that we're working with until in this century, it's magnified whatever is happening in terms of the decade and the year. And so in this particular decade, it's the 1. This is the soul body. The soul body, in Yogi Bhajan's phrase, is heart versus head. And so the requirement is to stay in that yogic sense of balance, but also to allow the heart center to open and to bloom through all these years in this decade, now that we 2011, 2012, 2013 and on. It's the number 1. And the number 3, positive mind, that particular body, his catchphrase is devil versus divine, which is very interesting. And that is that it's the challenge of this is to allow the divine to flow through you. And so if I was going to analyze the whole year, it's our longing to belong is magnified by the challenge of allowing our soul to blossom forth and our divinity to become manifest. And so this year, think about those things. I'm going to be thinking about them myself, and we're going to start this year with a really wonderful Kriya that we'll all be practicing together. So these are the 2 Kriyas we're going to start 2013 with. The first is a Kriya for purification. This is in the book Kundalini Yoga Sadhana Guidelines 1 and 2, and also in Prana Prani Pranayam. Kriya for purification. Great way to, in this whole new feeling of this new era, to just clear some things away. This particular Kriya is very short. It's just 3 minutes on each side. It's a pranayam. And what it does is strengthens the nervous system. It helps to clear the lymphatic system. And what Yogi Bhajan says, it allows you to be positive and reduce that negativity and the urge to slander other people. It also allows you to get control of the energy systems in the body, of the left brain and the right brain, which are controlled by the left and the right nostril. It's really interesting because what you're going to do is you're going to do slow, deep breathing, in this position, and you're going to concentrate on one nostril, and then you're going to concentrate on the other nostril as we switch positions. And so usually when we do these pranayams, you're closing off a nostril. In this case, you're going to use your mind and your imagination when we're in the position to do slow, deep breathing on the side with the arm up, right? So for instance, the position is this. You're going to sit on your left heel, and if you can have the heel at the perineum area, that's the best. If you have a problem with your knee, of course you can have the foot against the inner thigh like this. But sitting on the heel is the ideal. And then you're going to make your right hand into a fist. And you're going to bring this right arm straight up, and you're going to really stretch out the rib cage on the right side. Left hand on the knee. You'll hold the position with the eyes closed. Really stretch up, and you'll do slow, deep breathing, and you'll imagine, since this is the right hand, that you're just getting the air in through the right side. So 3 minutes of slow, deep breathing in this position. And then you'll switch sides, the exact same thing on the other side. This time you'll switch, heel in position, right hand on the knee, left hand in a fist, and left hand up. And really get them stretch up tall. Slow, deep breathing for 3 minutes. This time concentrating on the moon side, the left nostril, as though all the air is coming in through the left nostril. It's interesting to practice this because the ability to change nostril dominance, or at least be aware of what nostril you're breathing through, is very important for actually controlling and modifying your own energy. And so I'm looking forward to this myself. 3 minutes on each side. And when you're done, I want you to sit and kind of rest for a moment, and before we start the next Kriya. And the next Kriya is from Success in the Spirit, another KRI publication. Yogi Bhajan taught it on just right after a summer solstice, June 26th. And it's called Attitude of Gratitude. It's interesting how this, we were just having a discussion with some friends of mine, some peer, it's a peer group, and we're preparing for the development of level 3 teacher training. And we're talking about the attitude of gratitude and how that's so important for the realization in a spiritual life. Yogi Bhajan, talked a lot about prosperity, and he taught a lot of different prosperity meditations, but he always emphasized the fact that as much prosperity as you have, as many things as that you're able to acquire, as many gifts that you're given to by God, that it's very important that you have the depth of character and the depth of commitment to your own self that is equally strong for that balance. Once again, as yogis, we always want to stay balanced, because otherwise you get caught in the illusion of the external. And then in that state of unbalance, you can never have enough and never create happiness within your own self. And so as much as you prosper in the outer world in health and well-being and material goods, in all those things, all those 9 treasures that the Guru talks about, that you have to have this inner strength and development so you can stay in balance with your own soul, so that you can really stay in that, what we're talking about, the longing to belong, the ability to express your divinity from your soul. This is what we're doing in 2013. And so what you're going to do with this particular meditation called Attitude of Gratitude, we'll use the mantra Had 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 Gobinde, Had 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 Mukunde, etc. Gobinde Mukunde Udade Apade Hariom Karyom Nirname Akame, with 4 Hads You know, that R is like a D, flicking up the tongue against the roof of the mouth in between each one of those syllables. And it's kind of, you can use music for this. He originally taught it with Narinyan's version, which you've probably heard in White Tantric Yoga sometime. Grishabad Singh from La Jolla has got some great versions of this too on a CD. That's what I've been using with this particular mantra. And so what you're going to do is you're going to have the right hand over the left arm, and you're going to clasp opposite elbows like this, and you're going to hold the arms, it's very cozy, up against the body. And if you're in a position where you're really balanced on your sit bones, you can keep yourself in Jalandhara Bandha, in neck lock, which is important for all Kundalini Yoga Kriyas. So this will be the position. And there are several different parts for this. You'll have the eyes closed, focused at the brow point. In the very first part, you're going to establish yourself in your sitting position, in the asana, by doing some slow, deep breathing for a minute or two. You can have the music playing in the background, or you can chant this a cappella. And then, after you do a minute or two of long, slow, deep breathing, you really feel like you're here, sitting in this position. Of course, after doing the tune-in mantra, you know, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, before we do the pranayama of purification, rest a little bit, get into this position, establish yourself in this position, and then you'll chant the mantra out loud, either a cappella, or you'll do it with, you know, the musical, the MP3 version of it, or the CD version of it. And you'll chant that out loud for 1 minute. It's not very much time. You kind of get into it because it's a very rhythmic mantra, no matter what version that you use. And then what you're going to do, maintaining this position, maintaining neck lock, is that you're going to whisper the mantra powerfully, using a lot of prana. And when you chant these mantras, especially these Had, 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 Gobinde, you're moving the navel point. The navel point literally dances. Had, 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 Mukunde. But what you'll do is you'll continue that as you whisper out loud, powerful whisper like this. Etc. So powerful whisper, moving the navel point. That's for 3.5 minutes. And then for 8 minutes, what you're going to do is you're just going to listen to the mantra and meditate on it and chant it internally, silently. And what you'll do is you'll continue dancing the navel point. Right? Continue dancing the navel point. And so it would look like this for me, and actually the breath moves. Etc. And then right at the end, hold the breath, straighten the spine, pull up through the spine, tighten the arms, squeeze tight, hold for 15, 20 seconds, cannon fire exhale, 3 times, right? So 3 times holding the breath in. So just to review it, you establish yourself in the position, long, slow, deep breathing, eyes closed for a minute or two. 1 minute chanting out loud. Remember to move the navel. 3.5 minutes of powerful whisper of the mantra. And then 8 minutes silently moving the breath and moving the navel point as you listen to the mantra and mentally chant it internally. And then at the end, you can do the sunshine song and just bless everybody and bless the whole world. So, this is our sadhana for the beginning of 2013. I'm so happy to be with you and practicing. I was just in Italy last month and I talked to several people that actually get together and watch and do these sadhanas with me, which actually made me very happy. And so thank you for being with us, and thank you for all you've given to this particular technology in 2012. Let's continue developing ourselves, refining ourselves in consciousness, Let's walk together hand in hand in this new age, and many blessings to you in 2013. Sat Nam.